Hey there. I am live. I am here. Nobody else is here yet, but that's okay. It's just me and Shadow for now. I guess when someone gets here, someone gets here. Oh, someone's here. I just saw it go to one, so somebody's here. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live for whoever does come. Hi, Siwin. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, now there's four. We just went from one to four. Boom, like that. So, hello to everybody who is tuning in. Hello to everybody. Hello, hello. I'm going to be doing some readings here, you guys. You know the drill. uh good. I'm glad it's going good for you. It's a consistent roller coaster for me. Today is actually my mom's birthday. Hi, Rachel. Um how are you doing? How you doing? Now I sound like Joey Tribbiani on Friends. Hi Heather. Good to see you. Good to see all the usual friendly, fun, smiling faces. I'm glad that you guys are here. I hope you guys are having a good week. Today is my mom's birthday, like I said, and which is good. And it's been an okay day. You know, we went out and we got some free cake things that she had, like these offers or whatever from different restaurants and stuff. So we like stocked up on all this cake. So there's tons of cake here. I wish I could like pass it around and share it with you guys. We have so much cake, it's not even funny. But yeah, it's her birthday, but I'm still having kind of like roller coaster stuff happening with her. Like even today, even now, I'm drained. I'm tired of it. It's been exhausting. So I'm trying though. I'm trying to hang in there and still come on here and do readings for you guys and put my own emotional garbage aside. But yes. Oh, you know, roller coasters are supposed to be fun, yes, and I do like actual real roller coasters. But I don't like the emotional ones. I could do without those. I could do without the emotional ones. um Weird negative energies today, huh? That's definitely a bummer. Definitely don't want any of those, especially not on my mom's birthday. She has issues with technology, so she just doesn't understand it. So I was trying to explain something dealing with her email for her with her iPad, and she has issues enough with her iPad as it is. She kind of had like a total meltdown over it. There were tears. It was like a whole thing. And I had to like repeat myself and explain myself several times. And she said I wasn't listening to her, but I was listening to her because I was still addressing the same issue over and over and over again. It was just a whole thing. I'm just kind of just like done right now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mercury retrograde. Well, I think Mercury retrograde has my mom with technology all the time then. It doesn't have to be Mercury retrograde with my mom and technology. She's like this with everything. Like she hates smartphones, she hates computers, she just hates all of it. She doesn't get it. She just doesn't. So yeah. But anyways, enough about that. It's also very cold here and snowing, so we have that going on. Still have the Christmas tree. I don't care. um, but anyways, yeah. So if you guys want to do any readings, you know the drill. You know the PayPal Venmo situation. But otherwise, I'll pull some general stuff here for you guys. Go ahead and get it off your chest. We are our own little support group. That's true. We are. I also try and get it off my chest, like not just to share with you guys, which is great, but you know, you guys aren't the only ones who are going to see this video. You know, it's on my YouTube channel, so anybody from anywhere all over the world could come along and watch it. So I also have to be careful, like what I say and how I say it, just because you never know who's tuned in, and someone could even tune in on this live here and now. And that doesn't mean they have to talk over here in the chat with you guys or anything. So I just never know. Why is it saying I'm signed out? Speaking of Mercury retrograde, let me know if you lose me or something, you guys, because Google literally just told me that I was signed out as I'm being live right now, which is stupid. And I don't know why it does that. Now I gotta find my stupid password because it doesn't do the stupid finger thing for Chrome as opposed to Safari. Where is my password for this one? I have so many passwords. I'm like, which one is it? Gmail, which one are you? There you are. There you are. I have like a whole bunch of them in a note and I just copy and paste them basically because I never remember what they are. All right, sign me back in. There. Okay. It says for me, chat disconnected. Please wait while we reconnect you. Unable to reconnect to chat. Please try again later. So I don't know if I can see what's happening in the chat because it's saying I'm disconnected. I may literally have to open up another tab just to see the chat. This is so stupid. This has happened to me before, you guys, and it's so annoying. Okay, let me get a new tab up. This is so frustrating. I'm gonna go like back and forth because usually the second one is like a lag on the video, and then I can't like see what I'm doing with the cards or anything. Okay, go into the room. There we are. Okay, hopefully. Yeah, I'm still disconnected on the original one. This is frustrating. Sorry, you guys. It's being really weird. Okay, yeah, like I can't even look at myself on this one right now because it's being so strange. Okay, let me see if I can read what's happening in the chat. Hi, Elia. I'm having technical difficulties as of the moment, you guys. So things are being weird. That's why. And I need to make sure that's up to snuff first. Yeah, this is moving backwards. Like literally, as I'm looking at this version of the chat right now, like my video version of it is backwards, which is why I can't do it from this tab, and I have to go back to the other one when I show you guys cards. So I'm gonna be switching back and forth. It's really annoying. Oh, and it affects how. Yeah, thank you for understanding, you guys. This is definitely weird. Mercury is associated with communication, information, electronics, travel, and even clear thinking. So when it's retrograde, we have to be ready for a slowdown of all those areas. That's very true. Very true, Heather. Very true. Okay, let me go back to the other tab. Yeah, I'm still disconnected in the chat from the original one where I can like see myself normally. So I'm back and forth. Yeah. Well, you know, it's really funny because one thing that I did give my mom for her birthday, I printed up this whole thing about her birth chart for her birthday. And she actually really liked it. She thought it was pretty cool. So I think she's already been reading up on herself, basically. So hopefully that helps her. But okay, let's see. There's nothing coming into my phone yet, which is okay. Let me do something here collectively for you guys because I don't want to just like sit here and rant and rave about Mercury retrograde and my mom and all this other stuff. You know, that could be a whole other show. For me, it's transitioning my fourth house. My natal Mercury is in Cancer in my ninth. My Mercury is opposite Neptune, Moon, and trine Pluto. I'm not good at reading charts or any of that kind of stuff. I have no idea what is happening in mine with Mercury, but I think whatever is going on, it's definitely been affecting how my mom and I are communicating towards each other, period. And I mean, I have no issues with electronics minus what's happening with the chat here right now, but that's happened before. She's the one who has major issues with electronics because she just is electronically deficient, basically. But let me see. I'm gonna let's pull out some kind of messages here because we clearly all need it a little bit. We clearly need a little bit of something. Because emotions seem to be running high right now, No, that's not what I wanted. Because emotions are running high right now because of Mercury retrograde and stuff like that. Let's just get some feels here and get some ocean of emotion to kind of just see where the emotions are at. Thank you, Seawin. I hope it gets better too. It has to. Okay. Let's see. Since I know most of you guys are here for like your person, your counterpart, let's see where the current emotions are dealing with your person. Where do they stand with you right now? Let's get a little feel. Let's get a little feel on their feels. Feel on feels. Now I'm going to switch back to this tab. Be back and forth between these tabs. Oh, something just flipped out. Where'd it go? There we go. Now I got to switch again with the tabs. Okay, first card out is empathy. I feel your pain more than you know, empathetic. Which is funny because as I was shuffling the cards, I literally said, we're going to feel their feels. So I feel like we're feeling them, they're feeling us. There's like a lot of mutual feeling going on around here. So, you know, if emotions are heightened right now, it's probably not just because of yourself and what you're experiencing and what you're going through. It's probably also because you're feeling what they're going through, and their emotions may be heightened and everything too because they can feel what you're going through. So it's just like everyone is basically just in their feels right now. Everyone is feeling some type of way. And I just saw a PayPal come in. So I feel like, yeah, feels running high in general does seem to be the theme of what's going on lately. But let's see what we got here from PayPal before I go any further. We have a Venti from Rachel. All right, Rachel. Hit me up. What's your question? What's the question, girl? What is going on? I got my tarot, but I don't know what oracle cards to use in conjunction to it. And that's fine, Heather. We'll be here. Not going anywhere as long as technology doesn't boot me off. That's the only thing that could change that. But hopefully not. Okay. What is your question, Rachel? And yeah, I'm still disconnected from the chat over here on the other tab. It's so annoying. It's just annoying I have to do this from my computer, period. I would love to be able to do it from my phone, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, you would like your usual Venti love energy check. Beautiful, beautiful. I can definitely do that for you. Okay. What's going on with Rachel and her love situation? What do we need to know? All right. Get the show on the road here. What does Rachel need to know in love? Love the love. And like Valentine's Day is coming up too. Don't think anything is happening, at least for me, for Valentine's Day. My Valentine is my dog, like I said before. Okay. I'm going to switch to the other tab so I can see myself hold up these cards the right way. Otherwise, it's going to get weird. Okay. First card out we have for you, Rachel, is the King of Wands. So it seems like your dude is in a very highly passionate type of mode right now, which is funny because we were just talking about Valentine's Day. So he may be feeling like Mr. Valentine himself in some ways. So, you know, the King of Wands, he is very fiery. He's very passionate. He's very magnetic. He's very charismatic. You know, he's the dude that everybody wants to hang out with and be friends with, basically. So yeah, I feel like he's basically in a pretty confident place, I feel like right now. He's feeling confident and he's feeling passionate. And, considering he's a king dealing with passion, there's probably a lot of passion for you as well attached to that. But let's see what else is going on. He's definitely in his King of Wands type of vibe, though. Better to be a king than a page, that's for sure. Even better than that being a knight. But let's see what else we have here for Rachel. We also have the Eight of Swords, which is interesting because the Eight of Swords is all about being in that mental prison, basically. This unicorn is all tied up there in bandages around its hooves, and it's got the blindfold on. But, this unicorn could easily get out of this if it really wanted to. It could easily just like walk through these swords and move on with its life and carry on with its day, but it's not choosing to. It's choosing to stay stuck. And whenever I see this type of thing going on, I always think of that mental prison that we put ourselves in, where it's like we're making things difficult on ourselves and we could easily see things from a different perspective. It's really not that difficult. We could release ourselves from the mental bondage that we have ourselves in. It's usually negative thinking and negative mental strongholds that keep us like this. But considering we got the knight, or not the knight, the King of Wands here for him, I don't feel like these two are connected, because usually someone who's the King of Wands is going to feel confident. He's not going to be feeling locked up here in his head. So you could be the one who's feeling locked up in your head as of the moment instead. But let me keep pulling cards to see who that Eight of Swords may be in regards to. But like I said, if he's in the King of Wands right now type of energy, he wouldn't be feeling all Eight of Swords at all. So like I said, maybe that's you. I don't know if you've been feeling that way. Let me check over here on the chat really quick just to make sure. Okay, we're good. But yeah, it's possible that you might be feeling that way. Not like in a majorly horrible way either. It's not like you have to be feeling that way about your entire life. But you could be feeling maybe a little stuck in certain particular areas. It could be in small things. It could be, the Mercury retrograde making you feel a little stuck. So that could be a part of it too. Let's see what else we have here, though. We have the Three of Pentacles. So I believe this card actually kind of refers to the both of you. I believe both of you probably feel this way about each other, because the Three of Pentacles is about working together as a team. It's about building and creating something together. You have three unicorns here, and it looks like they're working together, building like this steeple, chapel, church kind of thing or whatever. And, whenever I see this card, I see, there's two over here and there's one over here. So to me, I always see that as like, you and your person, and here's God overseeing things and making sure everything is going to go well. And it's funny because these two are the ones, they're holding the plans, the blueprint here. And this one is holding the hammer, doing the work. And it's basically saying like, God is going to work for you guys. God is going to work through you guys. It's like you and your person and God all coming together and working together to build. And I feel like this is a mutual thing that, everybody involved wants this to happen. Everybody involved wants to work together, because, it's better to work together as a team than not at all. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else is going on here for Rachel. Just double check on the chat. All is well in the chat. And I did see another PayPal light up on my phone, which I will check after I'm done with Rachel's reading. But let's see what else is going on. And we have the King of Swords. So it seems like he's not just the King of Wands, but he's also the King of Swords. And it's kind of funny because in some ways, the King of Swords and the King of Wands almost kind of cancel each other out because the King of Swords, he can be very pragmatic, like kind of the opposite of going with passion and stuff and just flying by the seat of his pants. He's someone who's a little bit more in his head, which, from that perspective, maybe he's feeling a little eight of swords here too, just from the perspective of being in his head. Um, but yeah, the King of Swords is very much so like in his head. He's very smart. He's very wise. He's very good about, making choices and decisions and being careful with his thoughts. And he's very truthful. He's very honest. And the only flaw that like the King of Swords has is sometimes he can be just like so blunt about things. He can kind of be like an ice king, basically, where you don't think there's any warmth to him, which I don't think is in the case of your situation because you got the King of Wands here, and the King of Wands is clearly going to warm up that King of Swords. So I feel like in some ways these two complement each other because it's like, the King of Wands, he's not going to get too wound up in passion because he has the King of Swords here to kind of, slow it down, make him think a little bit more logically, but he's not going to be too logical. He's not going to be too in his head because the King of Wands part of him here is there to keep that flame going, to keep that passion and that fire going. So in a weird way, even though they're kind of opposite kings, they work together at the same time. It's like you got fire and ice, and they create steam when they come together. So I feel like he has both of these qualities in him happening in him right now, which is really interesting. So that's an interesting mixture, that's for sure. Let me pull a few oracle cards though for you. A few little oracle cards. Give me some love, love, love. Love, love, love stuff. Sorry, Shadow. Didn't mean to startle you. I closed the box. He's like, what's going on? Okay, I'm checking the chat really quick as I switch decks. Yes, you have been. I'm assuming you meant you've been in your Eight of Swords energy, the mental prison. Yeah. Okay. Elizabeth ordered a grande. Perfect. I will get to you after I'm done with Rachel's reading. And welcome to the live, of course. So, okay. Let's see what we got from Journey of Love for you, Rachel. Let's see what we got here happening with this dude and you. Mr. King of Swords, King of Wands. He's like fire and ice, hot and cold. Whenever I think of like fire and ice, I automatically think of like Twilight in my head. I think of like Team Edward being, the ice cold vampire, and then Team Jacob, him being like the warm and hot werewolf. So maybe he's a little bit of both. Maybe he's like part werewolf, part vampire or something, if you're looking at it from Twilight perspectives. But maybe that's just my head. My head just goes in like a pop cultural direction naturally. Okay, let's see what's going on with this dude with the Journey of Love. We have, thank you for being my light in the darkness, illuminate. So he may be going through some dark stuff right now, maybe like the Eight of Swords. You guys both may be going through that right now, once again, because of the retrograde. But I feel like whether it's been darkness he's been in the past, or stuff that he's going through now, or even if there's dark things he goes through in the future, I feel like he's very grateful for you. And it's like he knows that he'll always find his way out of that darkness. He knows he'll always find his way back home because, you're like that beacon of light. You're like a lighthouse, sitting out there at the edge of the water. And if he's a boat out there, sailing around in the ocean, can't find his way back to shore, he knows he'll always find his way back because you're always going to be that lighthouse, just hanging out, beaming your light, showing that way. And let's see what else we got going on. We also have partnership. It's always been you. So he knows it's always been you. And, I almost kind of feel the same kind of vibe from this card as like the Three of Pentacles. Because it takes partnership, it takes teamwork to build something and to create something together. So, I feel like this is just emphasizing that partnership that he craves and he desires and that he wants to work out with you ultimately. Let's see what else we have here. We also have, I can't wait to dance into eternity with you, union. So, I do feel like, you guys can have your opportunity to have union. This is something that he definitely wants with you. He wants to dance with you. He may physically want to dance with you for that matter. But whether it's figuratively or literally, I feel like he definitely wants to have that with you. He definitely feels like that closeness and good stuff towards you. Maybe he wants to put on his dancing shoes as that King of Wands. And, I feel like a King of Wands would be the one that would want to get up and dance. Let's see. What else do we have here? I can hear you, telepathic. So you guys can definitely pick up on each other and what you're thinking and everything. And I don't know if I'm going to say this just because it's something that I've been catching myself with lately or not. But be careful of your thoughts. Be careful of what you're thinking, knowing that they can hear it, knowing that they understand it. Because sometimes, like for myself, I'll get like pissed off in a random moment and I won't really I'm not really thinking about the fact that maybe somebody else can, pick up on what I'm thinking. And I'll just, think something and I'll be just like, well, you're an asshole, whatever, like go away. Like I don't want anything to do with you. Like I'll be thinking that in my head. And then I'll catch myself after that and I'll be like, I really probably shouldn't have thought that. Because if I can like think that and know that, then chances are that person can too. And we got to be careful about the thoughts that are in our head because it really does like affect our lives. It affect other people's lives. So be careful of those thoughts. Make sure that, they're loving and they're positive and they're good. And even if you do have some kind of frustration that you have to express, that's okay. But just make sure that you're trying to express it in a healthy way, even if it's just in the mind. Totally random tangent, but just something I've kind of learned from my own thing lately. Let me get one last one here for you. And I'm going to click back over to the chat tab since everything is all weird and screwed up here. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. We have you're the one, love. So, you're the one for him. The love is definitely there. The love is definitely real. So, overall good vibes. There may be some frustration there. I think, probably extending the Mercury retrograde stuff, but I would say overall good stuff going on. All right, let me check on the chat here. Da 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 la la la. You got snow. Yes, we have so much snow here. It's not even funny. Like snow and hold on. I'm gonna check the temperature right now. I know there's like a couple PayPals there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is bad, you guys. This is disgusting. Like, okay, hold on. Okay, this is not bad. If I were home in LA right now, it would be 54. But since I'm not at home and I'm here with my mom, it's 10 degrees. Dying. Absolutely dying. It's terrible. Yeah, my dog, like he won't even go to the bathroom in this weather. It's so bad. Like, I had to beg him, not last night, but the night before that, I had to beg him to pee because he wouldn't do it. We went in the backyard, we went in the front yard. He finally did it over some rocks, but I was so frustrated. I was like, dude, your bladder's going to explode. It was driving me nuts. So it's not fun for him either. Okay. Elizabeth, sometimes I want to give up on my connection. Today was definitely one of those days. I understand. I go through that a lot myself. A ton. Yeah, well, yeah, I remember you mentioned that, see, when the negative thing. I feel like the negative thing is just kind of blanketing itself everywhere like snow itself. Um, if you pay $6, can you get an extended oracle reading? Um, yeah, I could do that. I've never thought of doing that before, but I could do that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. That's a good negotiation. So, sure. Why not? Let me take a look at what's happening here. I think Elizabeth is up next. But let me double check here. Do. Okay, Elizabeth, yes, you are next. And I know you already mentioned your question in the chat. Yeah, that basically would be like 2 oracle readings. I mean, I don't know if you have 2 separate questions or if you just want like one question and you just want me to go like hardcore on it. That's totally fine. So however you want to do that. Let me scroll back up to Elizabeth's question. What is coming towards you in love aside from your frustration with your connection, which I get it. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on for Elizabeth. What's happening for Elizabeth in her love life? What is coming up for her in regards to love? What do we need to know here? Life is so complicated. So complicated and crazy. And now I can literally hear my mom sneezing outside. Lovely. Happy birthday. Achoo! Okay. So for you, Elizabeth, and what's happening in your love life, what you need to know, what's coming for you, we've got... Well, I feel like this definitely reflects where you're at right now. We've got the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is all about being undecided. And you did say that you didn't know whether or not to give up or continue on with your connection with your person. So I feel like this is definitely reflecting your energy and where you're at right now, because, you know, this unicorn is staring out at this lovely little cloud of all these cups, and every cup has something different in it. And the unicorn just can't decide. It can't decide what cup it wants. So yeah, lots of options. The unicorn doesn't know what to do. Sometimes this card can also indicate illusions, but I don't feel like you're necessarily dealing with your illusions. You're just kind of like a little confused and a little lost as to what to do. So I feel like this is just kind of confirming where you're at right now, which is understandable. We don't need confirmation necessarily on where you're at. We want to know where you're going. So where is Elizabeth going? Where is this going for her? We get she's confused. Duh. Tell us something we don't know. You know? Tell us something we don't know here, please. We've got the Star, which is really good. You know, the Star is all about like rising up into your own personal star energy, which is, you know, basically radiating and sparkling and shining and just like being you and letting that come through. And maybe that's the best way to make a decision, you know, because sometimes the best decisions come from just being yourself and just like going the flow and doing what's right for you. Because it's like sometimes if we're trying to make decisions to be a people pleaser, for example, to do what somebody else would want you to do, to fit into somebody else's box. Those decisions are going to fall apart and fail, and they're not going to go very well. So whatever you do decide on doing, make sure it's coming from a place that's like 110% authentically, transparently, through and through you. And that's what rising into our star power is all about. It's just about like being unapologetically yourself. So I feel like, that may help you break out of some confusion and break out. If there are any illusions, it's going to help you break out of those. So definitely just, be strong, be confident in being you. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about what other people think. What somebody else thinks of you is none of your business. And I say this to you because I'm also saying it to me, because I gotta say that to me right now when it comes to my mother in a lot of ways. So, but it's true. It doesn't matter whether it's mothers, lovers, friends, coworkers, whatever it is. We got to remain true to ourselves first and foremost. Out of all the people we spend all the time with in our entire lifetime, the one person we're going to spend the most time with is ourselves. So if we're not good with ourselves, then what's the point, But let's see what else we got here. We also have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is the wounded warrior. It's someone who has been to hell and back. They've definitely been through the ringer. They have been through many battles, but they have not died. They have not perished in a battle. They're still going on. They may have a massive headache here, like the bandage here on this unicorn's head. You may have a broken arm, you may have a sprained ankle, you may have all this other stuff going on. But the important thing is you are still pressing on. You are still pushing through. You're not stopping. You're not quitting. You're not giving up, because that there is more to this than just nothing, that this is not all in vain, basically. So the wounded warrior keeps going. They don't quit. They don't give up. And I feel like, you've definitely been to hell and back. You've definitely been through a lot of shit. The fact that you're questioning giving up on your person proves that. That means that you've been through some stuff with him. And it also means at the same time that there's something worth fighting for, or you wouldn't even question it. And you'd be like, I don't care about this anymore. Whatever, I'm done. But you do care. So, the wounded warrior does keep going. So let's see what else we got here. What else is happening for Elizabeth? I'm just going to double check on the chat really quick. There's definitely stuff happening here in the chat. 2 degrees in Des Moines. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. 7 degrees in Kansas City. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's awful. So, oh my gosh. Well, it may be like nothing degrees everywhere, but around my neck, it's 98 degrees. Okay, anyways, let's see what else we got here for Rachel. Or not Rachel. I was reading your name, Rachel. We already did yours, Elizabeth. I'm like, what am I saying? What am I talking about here? Okay. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is it's basically kind of like the cycles of life in a sense, and whenever like, maybe this is just me, but whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune, I literally think of the Wheel of Fortune. I think of like, Pat Sajak and Vanna White. I think of, uncovering the letters and winning money. And in a lot of ways, that's just kind of how I see the Wheel of Fortune. Is it's just like the world in itself is like yours for the taking, basically, that there is good fortune out there for you, that you can spin that wheel and you don't have to hit bankrupt. You could hit $500, $1,000, whatever it is you're looking for to hit on that wheel. You can definitely hit it And, I look at the Wheel of Fortune as blessings and being prosperous and having favor and having abundance. And I do feel like that is on the way for you. You just have to choose to spin the wheel to get it going, basically. So I do feel like that is on the way for you, which makes sense because anyone who's in their star power is automatically going to, draw that in and attract that to them. So it seems like a lot of what is coming in for you right now, even though we're talking about love, a lot of it that's coming through is stuff that you need to be doing for yourself right now. Because if you're doing that work for yourself, it's going to automatically improve all areas of your life, love included. So let's see what else we have here. We have, well, I think this is one I'm going to wrap it up on because this is the best way to end it. I believe if you make some decisions coming from your position of star power here, radiating, sparkling, being yourself, and you don't give up, you don't quit, you keep pushing through as that wounded warrior, you'll start seeing blessings, abundance, favor. You'll see the Wheel of Fortune turn towards your favor, basically. And what your favor ultimately is here is what you ultimately want. 4 wands, 11-11 union. So you can totally get there, but there's definitely some stuff that has to happen along the way that you got to work on to get there. But it's there. It's always an option. It's always available to you. It's all about, what's happening in your mind, what's happening in your thoughts, what's happening with yourself first and foremost. So it is available to you, though. That is for sure. So hopefully that helps out. It makes sense, but that's definitely some good stuff. Good stuff there, Elizabeth. Don't give up. I understand. It's been one of those days. It's been one of those days for a lot of people. But hey, you know what? There are so many good things in this world still. Okay, let me see. Let me see who's next. Let me check on PayPal. Refresh you. All right. So, Angela. Is there an Angela in the chat? I see that you got a Venti. Is there an Angela? I have not seen an Angela in the chat, but you are up, Miss Angela. I'm just going to scroll back here in the chat a little bit. Well, oh, there you go. There. Okay, Angie, there you are. Yes. Hi. Hit me up with your question, lady. Hit me up. So yes, indeed. I'm all ready for you. But yeah, I've noted, I thought it was you who kept getting the 4 of Wands. I'm like, I know I've seen that one come up before in other readings, and I was just like, I can't remember who it was that's getting these 4 of Wands because there are so many different people who get them. But, if you keep getting those 4 of Wands, you're getting them for a reason. So don't give up. Don't give up. Trust it. Okay. So Angie, you are wondering what Derek's feelings and intentions are with you. Okay, cool. Let's see. Angie and Derek. I'm just going to go to the other tab here really quick so I can see myself normal, not like all weird in the other one. Okay. What are Derek's thoughts and intentions towards Angie? What's happening with these two? What does she need to know? All right. We've got the Queen of Wands. So I feel like he definitely sees you as the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is someone who, she's a very desirable queen, basically. I mean, all the queens are wonderful and all the queens are amazing. but she's the one who's definitely like the sexiest of them all. She's got the personality. She's like the Marilyn Monroe, basically, of all the queens. She's super hot. She's super desirable. She's got like a lot of personality. She's outgoing. She's like the popular homecoming queen is basically what it comes down to. She's the homecoming queen of all the queens. So that's basically how he sees you. He definitely sees you in this Queen of Wands kind of like, and the fact that he sees you as a queen is definitely a good thing. So he sees you definitely in like a high regard. He doesn't see you as like a little page or something like that. So that's very positive. Let's see how else he sees you. Let's see what else he's thinking and feeling and all that fun stuff. We've also got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is basically about like taking a journey together. We have 3 unicorns here on this card, and these 2 are sitting here just like kind of hanging out, having a good time in their boat. And this one is in the back with the oar rowing them across the water. And, they're going from point A to point B. They're going across this body of water. It's a journey is what it comes down to. And whenever I look at this card, I always look at it as like, it's like you and Derek sitting here, and it's like, here's God in the back, and he is the one that's moving this forward. He's the one that's, directing from behind, leading and guiding this boat, this journey that you guys are on. So I do feel like you guys are on a journey, and that it's a good journey. It's a fun journey. It doesn't have to be a bad journey. Everybody kind of poo-poos the journey, like, I don't want to get to the destination, but there is something to be said about the journey. It can be enjoyable. It can be fun. There are beautiful, incredible views along the journey, so enjoy it. Enjoy your time together on this journey. So I definitely feel like you guys are probably going to experience a lot of life's ups and downs together, but that's okay. That's kind of what comes with the territory in these types of things. Let's see what else we got here. We have strength. So I feel like he sees you as someone who is very strong. And I feel like this is kind of like vice versa too. I feel like you see him as very strong, and it's like you guys find strength through one another, that there's definitely strength in this connection. And it's funny too, because, this unicorn here has the infinity symbol up above its head, which infinity is like forever. So I do feel like, this is like a lifelong, forever kind of type of situation, basically. But there's a lot of strength, indefinitely, that comes from it. Let's see what else we got here. We also have the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, not swords, wands. So the Five of Wands can be about conflict, actually. It can be about conflict and kind of just like battling and duking it out. I mean, as you can see on this card, that's kind of what these unicorns are doing. They're having conflict. So I feel like, once again, if we go back to the Six of Swords here, I feel like this is to remind you that, when you are on a journey with somebody, there's going to be good days, and then there's going to be days like this. There's going to be days where it's not so good and it doesn't feel so great, and there is probably going to be conflict. There are going to be days when you guys bicker and you argue and you don't see eye to eye. And it doesn't have to be major big stuff. It could be just like, maybe he's chewing too loud and it annoys you or something. It could just be stupid stuff like that. Or there could be something that you do that may annoy him. It may bug him. So this doesn't have to be like a major melodramatic type of thing. But I do feel like, if you guys are on this lifelong journey together, there's going to be moments where there may be conflict. But, that's okay. You guys also have the strength here to get through it, to endure those ups and those downs. And I feel like for every down that you guys have, you'll have an up. So let's see what else we have. We also got the Two of Cups. So this is definitely a divine partnership here. That's what the Two of Cups is all about. It's all about partnership. It's about, two becoming one kind of a thing. And, a lot of the times in, the tarot, this is usually interpreted as a very romantic card. It is usually interprets itself as a love connection. If it was a different type of question, like a career question, it could be like a business partnership, but we are talking about love here. So this is definitely in regards to like a love connection, a love partnership. So, so far, a lot of good stuff coming through for you, which is good. Let me get some ocean of emotion here and see how he's feeling towards you. See what kind of emotions we have it come out. Let me double check on the chat here. And you're very welcome, Elizabeth. It's just hard because he shows zero emotions and interest towards me. I also suspect there's a third party, and that's why he goes MIA on his daughter and I. Ugh. Yeah, that's frustrating, especially if there's a kid involved. Like, that's even more frustrating if there's a kid involved. But I understand how you feel. I've been in town now since November, and I've been waiting to work things, or at least communicate some things or something dealing with my person. And it's just brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And instead I sit here and deal with my mom and her craziness. And I'm like, would you stop being annoying so I can like not have to deal with my mom anymore either and get this worked out. So I get it. Different type of situation, different levels, but I understand at the same time. I do. You're not alone. That's for sure. But hey, I come on here and I talk to you guys and I help you guys. And I know the more I am helping you guys, I can also help myself. So, I could sit around and cry about things, or I can do something about it and help you guys. So let's see what else we got here. What do we have for Angie and Derek? How is Derek feeling towards her? Which is really funny because Derek is the name of my cousin, but he spells it differently. All right. We have distracted. I can't get you off of my mind. So he's definitely been thinking about you. That's for sure. If he's supposed to be doing something else, if he's supposed to be working or, giving somebody else attention and time, like friends or family or whatever, it's very hard for him to do that. You're constantly running through his head. So, that's a good thing. He's kind of just like all consumed with thoughts of you right now. Let's see what else we have here. What else is going on? We also have strong. I don't know if I'm as strong as you think I am, which is really funny because in the tarot, you also got strength. So I feel like there may be times where, it doesn't matter. It could be you or him. There may be times where one or both of you may feel like you're not strong enough to, endure the situation or to be in the situation or to work things out. But the truth of the matter is you both are. You both are strong enough. You're strong enough as individuals and you're strong enough together. You're probably better together than apart, actually. But considering you got double the strength here, this is definitely a strong indicator that you guys are strong, basically. So there's a lot of strength in this connection. It's definitely a strong bond, that's for sure. Let's see what else we have. We also have healthy. I'm becoming my best self. So, in the meantime, I guess if there are moments where you actually are not on his mind, it's probably because he is working on himself. He's becoming a healthier version of himself. And I feel like if he's doing that for him, then you've probably been doing that for yourself too. So, you guys are definitely both on the right track as individuals. And when it comes down to like working together, basically. So, that's really good. Once again, something that is going to help you both become strong and stay strong. So that's really positive. What else do we got here with how he's feeling about you? We also have stress. I'm under so much pressure. There may be some external stresses that he has going on in his life. And you know what's really funny about this card? Like, he's got like all these squiggly lines and stuff coming out of his head, which I kind of, indicate are like his thoughts basically. And then on this card, it's like that same kind of vibe. You got all the squiggly lines coming out of her head basically. So I feel like his thinking in general may be a little like a little scattered. He may be a little scatterbrained in general. Simply because he may have a combination of stress he's dealing with and he's distracted and consumed with thoughts with you. So it's like, how can he even deal with the stressful things happening in his life right now? When at the same time, he's kind of living in la la land when it comes to you. So I feel like his track of thinking is just a little off. Not like off in a bad way, but like off in a like he's just scattered, like he's all over the place. Like, you know, I feel like he would be, pouring water into a glass and he would let it overflow because he's just not paying attention. So I feel like he's a little all over the map right now, um, between stress and his thoughts of you. And, it's kind of like his head is like, he's like a space cadet, basically. Let's see what else we got here for him. We have I know what you want manipulation. So, some of the stress that could be going on here could be from the fact that maybe someone is trying to manipulate him, or maybe someone has tried to manipulate him in the past. And because of that, he may have fears associated to that and attached to that, basically. Because I don't feel like, he feels that you would manipulate him or anything, but there may be some residual fears revolving around that could be stressing him out a bit and, bringing him into like negative spaces that he shouldn't be. Let me get one more here for you. We have healing. I know we can fix what has broken. So I do feel like he is working on himself, for a better place because we have healing and we have healthy. So these two put together, I feel like, he really is working on getting his shit together, on getting his life together, whether it involves you or it involves other areas of his life, like finances or his career or his family, his friends, whatever it is. But I do feel like he's trying to put the pieces together in his life right now so he can have the best life and not just like have the best life for himself, but ultimately to have his best life ever with you. So hopefully that helps you out, gives you a little bit of insight there on what's happening with him. Let's see who is next here. Double check. I know I saw Venmo pop up. Let me log in. Okay, so we must be at Venmo. I'm assuming this might be you, Siwen, because I believe you're my Venmo person. Just let me get to Venmo here. Yes, there we go. There you are. Messages from your guides. What you need to hear right now. Okay. Sounds good. Let's get some messages for you. I'm going to take a little sippy sip of my shake. We have Portillo's for dinner tonight. because that's where my mom wanted to go for her birthday. And she got a free chocolate cake from there, one of the many cakes we got. But okay. Messages from your guides. What do you need to hear? Let's see. What oracle deck shall we gear with? I am. I'm stretching and reaching because I'm feeling pretty doggy right now. We're going to go with some divine dog because dogs are awesome. And sometimes, especially on days after dealing with my mom or dealing with my person who refuses to talk to me, basically, sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Dogs are better than people, bottom line. So we'll see what messages come through for you from the divine dog. Let's see what messages we need here for Siwen with the doggos, because dogs rule. And yesterday was the puppy bowl. I mean, yesterday was like all the different bowls. There was the Super Bowl, the puppy bowl, the kitten bowl. I didn't watch any of the bowls, though. I sat my happy ass in front of the TV and I watched the Saved by the Bell marathon on E all weekend. That's what I watched because I was just like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel like a kid again. Like, I love it. It made me so happy. So that's what I did all weekend. I watched Saved by the Bell over and over and over again. And of course they did it for, Dustin Diamond because he passed away, sadly. Sounds like he had just like a rough life in general. So hopefully he's found some peace. But Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, Kansas City, duh. I'm sorry your team lost. But then I saw like in the news all the people in Florida like celebrating and not social distancing and not wearing masks, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Super Bowl spreader event. Like, what is wrong with you people? At times like that, I'm just like, let's just cut Florida away from the country, please, because it's really not that hard. That's a different subject, but all right, let's see what I've been shuffling these cards for a day now. Let's see what's happening here for Siwen. What do the divine doggies need her to know? We have allowing, let it happen. So I feel like the very first thing you need to know here is to go with the flow, basically. Go with the flow, allow whatever is meant to be. And, that doesn't mean like if something shitty happens, just, be okay with it and be just like, oh yeah, that's fine. My life can fall apart. I'm fine with crap happening. I don't feel like it means that, but I feel like it's more like, allow things to unfold naturally the way it should. Good stuff is going to come. Like the good things that are going to come for you are going to come, but they're not going to come if you're not allowing it. And, a long time ago, I heard someone say that the Holy Spirit is basically a gentleman. He is not going to barge down your door with blessings and favor and good things for your life. He politely knocks. He's very polite, total gentleman, and we're the ones who have to go to the door, physically open it, and invite him to come in and, give us those things, basically. But he can't come in if we don't let him. We have to allow him. So allow the good stuff to come in. Allow things to unfold and happen naturally. This is kind of like tapping into your own feminine energy and just allowing things to come to you naturally and just being receptive. Be receptive and open. Just, let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. So that's the first thing that I'm getting there with that doggy. Yes, COVID is definitely crazy. Seems like it's not going away. Let's see what else we got here for these doggies. We also have humility, bow down, which is I feel like that's kind of like a sibling to the whole allowing it thing. Allow it to happen, let it go with the flow. Like, if we're humble and we're not sitting in our own pride, and if we're not sitting in our own ego and that kind of thing, it makes it a lot easier to go with the flow and just allow things to happen naturally the way it's supposed to. So, if there's any area in your life where you think it's possible, you might be holding on to a little bit of pride, you might be holding on to a little bit of ego. Those may be areas where maybe time to, bow down, let it go, allow things to go with the flow, and, be a little humble, basically. I'm not saying that you're not a humble person. I'm not saying you're a conceited person or anything like that, but, we all have our areas in life where we may hold on to things a little bit tighter than we should, where we may be a little bit more of a control freak in one area as opposed to another. So just kind of, check yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of a thing. Let's see what else we got. We also have rest time, or take a time out. So, once again, kind of going along with the flow of what we're already in, if we're going with the flow, if we're allowing things to happen, we will just naturally be in a state of rest, basically. And that doesn't mean that, you're lazy and you don't do anything and you just, sit around and become a couch potato or anything. But at the same time, it's like, you don't overwork yourself. You don't like stress yourself out and be constant, strive, go, 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 hustle, 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 and I feel like, hustle is like so popular in our modern day culture all the time. It's like, if you're not constantly busy, if you're not constantly doing something, if you're not constantly, you got this, you got that, you got the other thing going on, it's like, our culture kind of presents things like there's something wrong with you if you're not always doing something, basically. Like there are some of these bloggers that I follow and everything, and they write stuff like, how to get on your side hustle with your full-time job and a family and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, when do people just ever chill out and relax? Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a side hustle if that's what you want to do. But, it's like, have a little bit of balance. There doesn't always have to constantly be a hustle. At the end of the day, if you're just doing nothing but hustling and you burn out, what was all that hustle for in the first place? So make sure you are taking time to rest and relax and, not overdo it, not overly stress out. Let's see what else we have going on. Double check there on the chat. All is good. All right. We also have, I just pulled two, so that's fine. I'll take them both. We have arrogance, get off the pedestal. So I feel like that may just kind of, once again, be in reference to whatever's going on here that you may need to be a little bit more humble about. Once again, I don't feel like it's implying like, hey, you're an arrogant person, you're conceited, you're an asshole. I don't feel like it's saying that at all. But I do feel like it is saying there may be particular areas in your life where you may feel like you need to control the situation a little bit more than other places, which is where this humility needs to come in. So, those two cards are, kind of complementary to each other, and the fact of this one is saying what you need not to be, and this one is saying what you need to be, basically. So there's definitely a little bit more of that going on. And then you also had loneliness pop out, longing to belong. So maybe that could be a source of where some of this ego and pride is coming from. Because, ego and pride, it doesn't just like pop up for no reason. People don't try to control things for no reason. It's usually coming from some place of pain, from somewhere there's been some kind of hurt, because no one just wants to like control things just for the hell of it, because they're like, hey, yeah, this sounds like fun. Let me just control it all and just, be a bitch. Like, no one wants to just be a bitch, basically. So if anything, I feel like maybe some of this controlling factor is coming from a deeper ache within your heart, maybe something where there's a little bit of loneliness, where you may feel alone. Not that, you're not surrounded by people who love you and care about you, because you very well could be surrounded by, a ton of people who love you and care about you. I think, I don't even know you personally, but I'm very grateful for you being here. I love you. I care about you. I know everybody in this chat who comes and everything. We have our own little community here. I know they love you and they care about you. But you know what? You can be surrounded by a ton of people who do and still feel alone, because that's an issue that we have within ourselves, basically. So if this is going on somewhere, where maybe you need to befriend yourself a little bit more, that could be a part of where this control factor is coming from. It could be coming from a place of pain. I need some work. Well, that's good. Well, that's just the dogs. I'm gonna go on to the next deck now, and we'll see what other messages come up for you. Either you're gonna get more of the same, or maybe spirit's gonna be like, so that's just one issue. Here's the next issue you're gonna work on. But hey, you asked, so you're definitely getting the input that you wanted to know. All right, doggies, let me put you back in your little doggy bed. And my little man is sitting here next to me. I can hear my mom's dog going nuts out there again. My dog literally barks. Why can I not get these cards back in here? He literally barks every time I go out and leave. He's afraid I'm going to leave him. But I'm not. I always come back for him. But he's got like separation anxiety or something going on. Okay. All righty. All right, I'm going to pull out the Sacred Creators Oracle, my newer one, because it's still new. So I'm still test driving it, getting to know it, having some fun with it. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here for you, Siwen, from the Sacred Creators Oracle. What does she need to know? What does Siwen need to know for her life and what she needs to do? What messages shall come through? We have, this is so funny. I'm laughing because I literally just said that we have like this culture where everyone is obsessed with hustle, and you got the spark of hustle. So maybe you have been a little too heavily inspired by the spark of hustle. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Hustle is a good thing too, but I think it's about, all good things in moderation here. So you may have a spark to hustle, and that's great. I'm not saying don't do it. Do it, but live in a balanced way. Hustle, but don't go crazy with it. I especially know those earth signs can get a little out of control and a little crazy. I know one too many Capricorns who are total workaholics, and I'm like, do you ever want to have a personal life? Do you ever want to not work? But no, apparently they're all basically married to their jobs. So I know way too many that are like that. But that's besides the point. Okay. Let's see what else we got here besides the spark of hustle. We also have get back to elemental. So honestly, when I see this, like the first thing I almost kind of think of here is get back to not just like elemental, but elementary. And, it's like if you think about like elementary, you think about like childhood, you think about elementary school, it's like getting back to basics. It's getting back to what is simple. And I feel like sometimes, as we grow up in life and we grow up in the world and we experience problems and we go through things, everything becomes so much more complicated. And when we think back on our childhood, things seem simpler. It's like if you liked someone, you just told them you like them. If you don't like someone, you just tell them you don't like them. You don't really think about the consequences. Like I can remember as a kid, If there was like somebody else in my class that I really wanted to be friends with, I would just walk up to that person and I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to be friends? Let's play at recess." And they'd be like, "Yeah, let's play at recess." It'd be totally fine and totally cool. But as adults, if we went up to somebody and said like, "Hey, like you're a cool human. Let's be friends." They'd probably think we were a total freak, basically. So we wind up overly complicating things. So try not to overcomplicate things, overthink things, overanalyze things. That's an adult problem. It's a problem that all of us as adults need to cut out, and we need to get back to elementary basics, basically. Simplify things. Like, if you were a kid looking at that situation, even if it's an adult situation, how would a kid handle it though? Like kind of look at it through a child's eyes, through childlike faith, basically. So let's see what else we have. Let me double check here on the chat. Oh, Capricorn moon. Well, that explains some of that then. Yes, with the hustle and, everything else. Yep. That's where that's coming from for sure. You got some Capricorn in there. There's where it's going. See, for me, I'm a lot of Libra. Libra sun and moon. But apparently my rising sign is Scorpio. So, which is funny because my mom's an Aquarius, but her rising sign is Libra. And of course, her reaction to me when I told her that in her chart, she was just like, "I don't want to have a rising sign of Libra. I don't want to be like you." And I'm like, "What's wrong with being a Libra? There's nothing wrong with me." Like, what is that supposed to mean? Libras are awesome. We're like the social butterflies of the zodiac. We're all about balance and justice. Everybody likes us. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh my gosh. Okay, we've also got, what's your honest truth? Ooh, that's a good one. So I almost feel like, Spirit is kind of flipping the switch here, flipping the question right back on you and saying, "Okay, Seawin, you want to get deep? You want to know what's really going on here? What's your truth?" So it's, sometimes we have to answer that question for ourselves. So, I don't even think there's anything else to really deep dive with on this card, but just to really ask yourself, yeah, what is your truth? What do you define as your truth? Get deep. Don't just look at the surfacey stuff, the shallow stuff. Get deep in there. What is your truth? That's a good one. It can be a scary one, but at the same time, I feel like it can be like an epiphany changer type of one. Let's see what else we have here. We've also got integrate your knowing. So, once again, with what's your honest truth, the best way you can answer this question for yourself is to integrate your knowing, which is basically your intuition, So, check yourself with your intuition, basically, because you know that you know that you know. I mean, you said it yourself. We got to go back to the chat here to see it really quick. I mean, you said it yourself here that you think you know where you need to fix things now. So you do, Oh, you're Scorpio rising too. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's so weird. But yeah, so you know that you know that you know is what it comes down to. So trust your gut, trust your intuition. It does hold the answer to this question about what your truth is. And, no amount of oracle cards or tarot cards or, no one can tell you what your truth is. No one can tell you that. No one can tap into your intuition better than you can. But you definitely have those answers. You're your own best source for that. Is what it comes down to. So I don't know. I almost kind of get the vibe here with you being like asked questions in response to your question. Maybe it would be good to like sit down and journal or something. Just kind of like write your thoughts out. Yeah, just kind of like kind of see where it takes you in a sense. Just kind of see what comes out, because I feel like maybe things will wind up coming out that you didn't even realize could come out. So, maybe journaling or something like that might be good for you. And we have fearless expression, which is really funny because if you look at this card, it's like a little microphone that's basically sitting here. So you do need to express yourself. And if it, I literally just mentioned the journaling thing right before this card came out. So it could be, like I said, through writing something down, through jotting something down and journaling. It could be in other ways too. It could be like with your voice. It could be on camera. It could be something like that with the microphone here. But I do feel like there's something that you have to say that you need to get out. That's going to be good for you and good for the world. It's going to be helpful to others. So you do need to express that. And I feel like as you do that, you're going to discover what your truth is, and you'll, really be able to discover that out of your own knowing. But you definitely need to kind of like express it and let it out. Let me get one more here for you. One more. And we have light in the unexpected. So I feel like there's definitely going to be some unexpected, twists and turns and maneuvers and that kind of thing coming for you in life. But that, you have this light from the inside out coming through you. You have something to express here into the world. And I believe whatever that is, it's basically light and darkness. And there's definitely a lot of darkness as it is happening in the world right now. So I feel like, you're here on this earth at this time, in this moment to, help light up those dark areas, to help light the world up where it needs it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So definitely a mixture of two different messages there, but things that apparently you must need to hear. So yes, indeedy. Hi, Hearts Love Joe. Yeah, if you have a question, the rules for that should be in the description. And you're very welcome, Siwan. But yeah, the rules for that should be in the description. Since I don't have super chats, since I'm not monetized, I'm accepting paid questions, and they are all through PayPal or Venmo. And the information for that should be in the description below, as well as what you can order. A tall is a oracle card reading, and a Grande is a tarot card reading, and a Venti is a combination of both tarot and oracle. So those are your three different choices. They're all like $10 or under. So if you would like a reading, that's how it goes. And just, check out the description, and everything should be there that you need to know. And hi, Swarte. Good to see you. All right, let me double check what is happening with PayPal and Venmo really quick, because I think we're good for the most part. You just finished eating and totally forgot there was a live stream today. Well, we're glad you're here. That's fine. You're welcome to be here even when you're eating. Like, I don't care. I can't see you eat. I mean, it'd be a little weird if I was the one eating, but I have my chocolate shake, but that's about it. All right, so we're good on PayPal, and I think we're good on Venmo too. Double check here. And if Hearts Love Joe wants something, my phone will light up for that, obviously. But I think we're good on paid readings as of the moment until a new one comes in. What did you have for dinner, Swarte? Since we're talking food. Just out of curiosity, making conversation here. All right. Move some of these cards out of the way so I can make space for other ones as other questions come in. Otherwise, I may just do a little bit more of a emotion check. I don't know where the other Heather went to. I know she said she would be back. but I know she'll be back. She's somewhere floating around in the world. So let me get a little sippy sip here of my chocolate shake. Mm-hmm. And it's like there's like chunks of stuff in it too, which is kind of weird. Okay, yummy. That's good. All right, let's see what's happening here in the chat. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the live. How are you? We're just hanging out here. I think I'm good on paid readings for the moment, but if more come in, I'm here. I'm down. It's good. In the meantime, until another paid one comes in, I think I'll just pull some general stuff here to see what the vibe is energy-wise, to see like what your person may be thinking, feeling kind of thing. Is that the shake? Yes, that's what I was thinking. I'm like the chunks. It is. It's the one that has the cake blended into it, which there's just been so much cake happening here. All the free cakes my mom got for her birthday, and then that one's like the chocolate shake cake. I won't even be having like any cake today because it's just too much. But yeah, it's good. It is very, very yummy. Delicious. Anyways, let's see what we got here on how whoever is here right now, what your person may be feeling towards you right now. We already had, because I started pulling these cards at the beginning of the live before paid readings came in, and we already had empathy that came through. You're so lucky. I love cake. I have a massive sweet tooth. I know. I have a massive sweet tooth too. Like especially chocolate. Just like chocolate is amazing. But yeah, I mean, whenever it's like birthday season time, that's the time to go out there and get all your free stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you how many of those like freebie birthday email things I'm signed up with. You know, there's Portillo's, there's Starbucks, there's God, there's so many of them. There's Pinkberry, there's Sprinkles. there's so many, and it's like all this free stuff. Panera, that's another one. Get like a free pastry. Oh, even Ulta, you can get like free makeup on your birthday, and Sephora too, for that matter. So I sign up for all October long. I just hit up all these different places, and I'm like, am I free this? Am I free that? Am I free the other? Please, please, please. So yeah, those birthday things are great. All right. So let's see what we got here. So for who is here in the chat right now, aside from empathy, your person may be feeling towards you right now. Codependent. My hands are tied, and I just realized I can't see what I'm doing very well because I'm back and forth between tabs. There we go. So codependent. My hands are tied. So it's possible that whoever you're dealing with right now, they may feel like they have strings attached elsewhere. You know, maybe there's a third party situation. Maybe there's somebody else involved. So they feel like attached and tied down into that situation where they can't necessarily be free to just go off and be with you. If it's not another person, if it's not a third party thing, it could be other codependency type of things. It could be maybe obligations and maybe they feel like they have towards family or their job. They could be codependent on that. They could be codependent on work, especially if they're Capricorn. But yeah, there could be just like codependent issues here. And it could be mentally too. Like there could be some mental codependent kind of stuff as well, where they just feel like they're not like free and available to do some things, even though they truly are. It's kind of like that 8 of Swords mental prison kind of vibe. So let's see how else they're feeling. How else are they feeling? And there's only 5 of you watching right now. So, you know, it doesn't get more narrowed down than that. That's for sure. It does not get more narrowed down than that. We also have, I got to switch tabs again. Tired. I'm exhausted and drained mentally, emotionally, and physically. So, probably reflective of this Mercury retrograde we're going through right now. And it, like, Mercury retrograde, like, just started too. But they're tired. They're tired of it already. It's pretty easy to get sick and tired of it pretty quick. So they're definitely tired. And I feel like that's just kind of like an overall kind of vibe dealing with everything, not just connected to you, but um, you had codependent relationships in the past and you're tired all the time. Well, then perfect. That's the thing too, is like it may not necessarily always just describe your person. These could literally be your emotions that are coming through here too. So, take it as it resonates for you. If it doesn't sound like your person and it sounds more like you, that's fine. If it doesn't sound like you at all, then maybe it's them. So, take it how it makes sense. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. We also have strength. Your strength inspires me. So I don't remember who it was. Someone kept getting strong come out a lot here. I think it was Angie. I don't even know if she's still watching anymore, but we got more strength coming through, that's for sure. So I feel like, you are strong. Your person sees you as strong. And, your strength does inspire them, especially if they're the person who has the codependent issues. And especially if they're the person who's feeling very tired. I feel like, your strength is what helps pull them through when they're feeling that way. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see. We also have confident. Everything will work out for us. I just know it. So even though there is this mixture of being tired and kind of feeling meh, at the same time, people are not giving up altogether. There is still confidence. There is still hope there. I feel like the confidence is coming through from that strength. That is definitely an inspired thing. There is support behind that. But this person does feel confident. They do feel confident that things will come together, that things will work out, that things will get better down the road, that it's not going to be just like stuck in the mud like this forever. Let's see what else we got here. We also have wise. I've found the wisdom needed to change my perspectives. So, everything else may be going backwards, but I don't feel like things are going backwards for this person in terms of like their own personal development, whether it's you or them. Um, Perspectives are changing, people are growing up, people are becoming wiser, people are learning from their experiences. They're not just like continuing falling down the rabbit hole and making things, more of a mess and more of a mess and more of a mess. People are learning from their messes and actually becoming wiser and stronger and better because of them. So that's definitely a positive thing. Let's see what else is going on in these fields. Let's see what else is going on here. Alrighty. Switch tabs here again. We've also got, well, there must be a little bit of Valentine's Day heat coming through because we've also got desire. I miss the way you taste, those soft lips on my face, your warm embrace, everything you gave. So, even through the ups and downs, this person definitely does still desire you. There is still heat. There is still passion there. Things are not dead, basically. This is not just, emotional. It's not just mental. It's not just spiritual, but there's definitely that physical connection too, because, you can have all the other stuff together. You can be mentally connected to someone, you can be emotionally connected to them. But if you're not physically attracted to them, if you're not drawn to them, then what you have is a friendship. But this person definitely doesn't see you as a friend, and I don't feel like you see them as just a friend either, because chances are, if you did, you probably wouldn't be interested in love readings about this person. Let me pull a couple more here. So hopefully this is making sense to a couple of you guys with your love situations, because like I said, it's just kind of like a general thing right now and where people's emotions may be at, especially if you guys are dealing with a particular person, because I know a lot of you guys do. And I can totally hear the snowplow outside, which is funny. They're out there getting the snow all removed because it's snowing. And that's really weird. I'm on YouTube and I just got a notification from YouTube on my phone. What? Oh, okay. That would be a notification from Bridget. She just uploaded a Divine Darlings video. That's why. I'm like, why is YouTube sending me a notification when I'm on YouTube right now? What's going on? That would explain that. And I see a PayPal. So I'm going to pull one more of these cards for whoever is in here, and then I'm going to check that PayPal. And we have depressed. Nothing matters anymore, and I give up. So there's definitely some sadness going on here, some, depression. So it's like a weird mixture of depression, but yet feeling confident, but yet feeling tired, but yet having desire. So it's like a very bizarre mixture of a bunch of stuff happening in the collective right now. It's like everything is just kind of like up and down and inside out and all that kind of craziness. So, especially if your person is the one who is depressed, keep them in your prayers. Try to keep yourself uplifted and everything, because if you do, it's going to help uplift them out of their funk. And if you're the one who's feeling depressed, just know that you're not alone. And I get that, life sucks and life can be really hard sometimes. I've been there plenty of times, one too many times, and I care to share myself. But, we're a community here. And most importantly, readings aside and all the other stuff, like, I just want you guys to feel comfortable and loved here. And like, this is a family, and, we can all just really embrace each other and be there for each other. And that's the most important thing. And Heather's back. Heather's talking. Oh, Elizabeth, you got another Grande. Okay, sure. I'll roll with it. Yes, and welcome back, Heather. The other Heather's back. All righty. All right, Elizabeth. Let's get his feelings and intentions. Let's see what comes through. Let's see what comes through for your dude. Let me just double check and make sure that was you. It probably was. I'm just going to double check. Okay, yes, that was you. I'm like, I'm sure it was, but I just want to double check. Okay. Let's see. What are his feelings and intentions right now towards Elizabeth? What is he feeling and intending towards her? I will laugh if number one, the Four of Wands comes out again, and if you get like the same cards that already came out, but we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Okay. You've got Judgment. So it seems like a judgment call basically needs to be made here dealing with the situation. So in regards to feelings and intentions, I feel like, his intention is he wants to make a judgment call on this, basically. He wants to make a decision. He wants to decide. He wants to call judgment on this and basically, pick a lane, pick a decision when it comes to this. But, obviously he hasn't, because things have been rough between the two of you. But, if we're talking about what he wants, what he feels, this is probably what he's wanting and feeling right now. He may not necessarily be stepping up and doing that like he should, but it seems like that's definitely what he's wanting to do. he would like to do that. I know you would like him to do that too, to make a final judgment call on this and like say something, do something, which once again, I can totally relate. I'm in a similar situation waiting for a freaking judgment call. But, you know, you can't force someone to speak up. That's for sure. They got to do it on their own, in their own timetable. They all have their own free will. There's nothing we can do about it. We also have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is someone who is filled with love. He's filled with a lot of, emotions and that kind of thing, because that's what those cups are. The cups are all about those emotions, basically. So I do feel like he has a lot of love to give you. But the only problem with the King of Cups is he usually holds it back. That's the problem. He's not someone who goes out there and usually expresses it. He usually holds it back. So that once again explains why he's not saying anything and he's not doing anything. He wants to make a judgment call on this, but he's too busy with his cup of love, and he's like, I'm going to, wait. This would be a better example because this is a cup. This is his cup of love, and he's too busy holding it to himself. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give you this. I don't know if you're going to like how this tastes. I don't know. But he does have love. He does have love there for you. He does have love that he can give. He's just being selfish and stupid and not sharing it, which is so frustrating. I swear, I could just wring every single one of their little necks and be just like, what's wrong with you guys? Seriously. There are too many people in this situation. It just makes me realize there's something wrong societally, in our culture, where people are way too much like this, where it's like they want to say something, they want to express how they feel, they want to be generous with their love, they want to be authentic, they want to be transparent, but too many people are guarded and just don't do it. And I understand it's usually because people have been hurt, and that's why it doesn't happen, but there's got to be a shift in this, because this happens in way too many situations. Way too many. But anyway, let's see what else we got here. We also have the Nine of Swords, which I actually feel like has probably been you lately, because the Nine of Swords is someone who has anxiety, somebody who has sleepless nights, somebody who's just stressed out in general. And, considering you have kind of, been in this place lately where you're just like, I don't know if I should give up on him. I don't know if I should keep going. That could lead to some serious anxiety. That could lead to some definite sleepless nights. It's also possible you guys could be mirroring, and he could be having this kind of anxiety too, because he knows that he needs to make this judgment call and make a decision and do something, and it could be stressing him out, and he could be losing sleep as well. So this could also be a mutual thing. You guys could both be doing that to each other. But let's see what else we have here. And there goes the plow outside. I can hear the truck going around and moving the snow. We also have the King of Swords. So, the King of Swords is usually someone who is very pragmatic. He is definitely up in his headspace, basically. He's got lots of thoughts, lots of ideas. And he does have thoughts and ideas to share. Clearly, he definitely does. We already know that. So I feel like he has thoughts and ideas. He has emotions. He has all this stuff to share with you. But kind of like how the King of Cups holds back the emotion, the King of Swords is the one who kind of can come across as the Ice King, because he doesn't come across as very emotional. So I definitely feel like he's being very held back in a lot of ways. I mean, he has king energy coming through, which is good, which means he has the capability to step up and to be that king in your life, the king that you deserve. But he's got these kings coming through that either hold back their love, or they're kind of like the Ice King, and they're a little bit more up in their head and their thoughts, that they're not letting their emotions work through it. what he needs is he needs some wands to come through to help warm him up and be a little bit more passionate and fiery. And he needs some pentacles to come through to help him get grounded. But we haven't had those yet come through. So let's see what else we get. What else is going on for Elizabeth and this intentions that he has and feelings that he has for her? And we have the moon. So the moon is, it can be about illusions, it can be about secrets, and it can be about intuition. So it kind of depends on how you look at it. But I feel like in conjunction to this question specifically, I feel like the moon is basically asking you to tap into your intuition, because that's what the moon can be about. It's a very feminine type of energy. It's, about tapping into our intuition. So if you want to know how he truly feels, and what his intentions are for you, ask yourself in a lot of ways, because deep down inside, deep down, you are going to know. You're going to know exactly that. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what another reader says. It doesn't matter what the cards say. At the end of the day, it's up to you. And, the cards can be very helpful and they're very good tools, but at the same time, they're just tools. They're not substitutes for our intuition. And sometimes cards can get it wrong too, So it's all about tapping into your intuition at the end of the day. Tap into that intuition. How do you feel that he feels about you? Do you feel he looks at you in a good way? I mean, it seems like he looks at you in a good way, but ultimately you're the one who's going to know. You're the one who interacts with him and deals with him. Well, I'm going to end it on this one because you got another good one. It's not the Four of Wands, but still a good one. And you got the Lovers. And I do feel like you guys are basically lovers towards one another, and that he does have very loving, lover-like type of intentions and feelings towards you. And I know some readers take the Lovers as being a third party, and I know you said you were scared of that. But I usually don't take this card as being a third party, simply because, like, the Three of Cups might be like a third party, but this is not the Three of Cups. I take this card, at least in this deck, as it's like you and him, and then this third unicorn up here. It's a big unicorn. It's a big unicorn up in the sky, basically. So this is like the God unicorn, pretty much. It's like the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost kind of thing. So, that's really what I see this as here. Is it's just like you and him do have a special bond. It's a sacred bond. It's a sacred connection. It's a spiritual connection. It's a soul connection. And what makes it a soul connection is it's not just horizontal. It's not just between the two of you. It also goes vertical. It goes vertical up here to, God. It's like a 3-ring circus here. So it's definitely a divine thing. And that's the most important thing to trust and rely on here. Because if you trust and rely on that, then you're going to know. You're going to know how he feels. All right, let me look at the chat here. So that freaking King of Cups holds feeling back. Yup, that's what he does. I know, it's annoying. It really is. Oh my gosh. That's totally fine. You're a little busy today, Heather. It happens to the best of us. I mean, you guys have hung in there for me when I haven't even been there, and I didn't even know it. So I definitely appreciate it. If you got to do your own thing. Hi, KB. You feel blah. You will take a general reading. Okay, I got to check the thing. I haven't checked my phone. So let me take a look at my phone here. See what's come in. Let's see. Yep, there you are. I see you. Alrighty, a general reading for KB. But hopefully that helps you out there a little bit, Elizabeth. Hang in there. I know it's frustrating, but let's see if we can get KB out of her blah-like energy. We don't want to live in the blahs for too long. All right, KB. Let's see what we got for you. General reading here. What does KB need to know? What does KB need to know? we've got another Two of Cups coming out. So we've got partnership here, Two of Cups going on. So, I do feel like that could definitely mean like this partnership is on its way for you, a little bit of a love connection. So that's something to be excited about. That's something to be happy about, not something to feel blah about, that's for sure. So that's positive. Looks like there's a little bit of love coming there for you. Oh, would you be quiet out there? Gosh, what is that thing doing out there? I don't know what's going on. The plow truck is like moving all this weird shit out there and being very loud, very distracting. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, let's see what else KB needs to know besides partnership here with the lovers. Would you get in there, card? Come on now. I'm trying to shuffle here. Now I can shuffle in peace because I think the truck just went away with its plowing and its noisiness. All right. We also have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can, it's basically coming from like this place of disappointment, which I feel like is probably how you're feeling right now. My dog? Wait, I just is that my dog? What's my dog? No, my dog's not plowing the snow. He would not like that. He's over here. He's right next to me. I can have him say hi in a minute. But yeah, the Five of Swords is kind of about that blah feeling that you're probably feeling right now. It's kind of like this defeated kind of feeling. I mean, if you look at these unicorns here on this card, their heads are kind of just like hanging down. They got their swords down on the ground. They're just kind of feeling defeated as of this moment. So I feel like that may just kind of represent the current place that you may currently be in, is kind of like that blah, defeated type of mentality. We got Mercury retrograde going on, which I know we've been talking about that a lot in here too. So that's probably affecting things. Mercury retrograde has affected the chat here for me because I have to have two different tabs open just to see the chat because everything got weird and disconnected for me. Thank you. Been trying to focus on myself more. Got a trim and new hair color last week. Well, good. Do things to make yourself feel good. That'll definitely make a difference for sure. I definitely need to do something for my hair too because my roots are growing out. So I'm like, I need to do something about that. Okay, let's see what else we got here for KB. We also have the Knight of Cups. So I feel like your Knight of Cups here may be connected to your lovers as well, because the lovers is about that partnership. So it seems like there may be a Knight of Cups on his way for you. So, the Knights are usually action cards. They're usually cards of someone who is making forward movement. So there may be somebody out there who wants to make a forward movement towards you, bringing a little cup of love in your direction here. That could be that potential partnership for you. And now I'm getting messaged randomly. What is going on? Who is that? Oh, that's weird. It was like a reminder from a message from yesterday. That was strange. Anyways, but yes. So I do feel like somebody may be coming along here with a cup of love that they may have to give you. So that's a good thing. Seems like love is coming. Love is on the way. Let's see what else we got. We also have Judgment. So there does seem to be like this message in the air lately where judgment needs to come, where judgment call needs to be made. So it could be in regards to this partnership. It could be in regards to this person coming along your way that has their cup of love that they want to bring to you. You may have to make a judgment call on this to be just like, do you want this? Do you want this cup of love? Do you want this partnership here that's being offered to you. So there may be a decision, a choice to pass judgment on it, whether that's something that you do want or not. So I don't know if there's somebody coming along, but very well could be. Let's see what else we got here for KB. What else does she need to know? What else is going on? Ah, that one just wanted to flip out, so we'll take it. Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords can kind of be about deception, basically, being deceived. So I feel like the most important thing is to not deceive yourself, basically, because it's one thing when someone deceives us. It's another thing, though, if we try to deceive ourselves. So try not to deceive yourself, especially if you're in this kind of like defeated, kind of blah kind of mentality. Don't deceive yourself. Um, and especially don't deceive yourself in terms of making a judgment call on a potential partnership that may come in for you. So don't deceive yourself. Trust your gut. Like, if for some reason this doesn't feel like a good partnership, it doesn't feel like a right match for you, that's okay. It's okay to turn it down. It's okay to not go forward with it. If it feels right to you, if it feels good to you, then go for it. Then go for it. Become the lovers, take the partnership, do the thing. I feel like there's probably a higher chance that this would be a good thing anyways and a bad thing, because you wouldn't have like this partnership card here of the Two of Cups come out if it was going to be a negative thing. But I feel like it's just important to not deceive yourself, to, really tap into your own intuition when it comes to stuff. And the way we deceive ourselves is ultimately through our overthinking and our overanalyzing of things. So when you do make judgment calls about anything in life, don't do it out of fear. Don't do it out of anxiety. Don't do it out of thinking and thinking and thinking. You know, go with what feels right deep down in your gut at the end of the day. Let me get one more tarot card and then I'll get some oracle cards for you. What else do we need here for KB? And we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is like a fiery new spark. It's like the spark of something new, basically. So yeah, it's passion, it's fire, it's desire. So it seems like there could be a passionate, fiery new spark that could be coming along. And pages are very young, they're very youthful kind of energy. So I feel like there's like this youthful, fresh, brand new kind of spark that could be headed your way. It could be this King of Cups that's coming along, or King of Cups. I'm so used to saying King of Cups lately. Not Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Can I get my people right? Knight of Cups, who could be writing in to give you a cup of love and ultimately, become like a partner with you in life, which obviously you'll need to make a judgment call on if you want that or not. But I do feel like there's this fiery new spark and there's this fiery new beginning that could be coming your way. So, maybe this is someone you already know, maybe it's not, but, and I just noticed there's a lot of stuff going on here in the chat, so let me check on that before I pull those oracle cards. Oh, la, 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 la. Ooh, blonde highlights. That's always fun. Espresso colored highlights. Coffee and hair. Such a wonderful combination. Yeah, I agree. That is a really pretty look. That's nice. I've been feeling terrible all day. I've been thinking about this guy who has been obsessed with me since college. I'm not interested in him, but started wondering if I'm doing the same to the person I like, without the stalking and harassment. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure you're not stalking or harassing him, that's for sure. Um, there's so much stuff going on in the chat all of a sudden. Yeah, that's so funny. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Like I said earlier, I don't remember whose reading I mentioned it in, but it's like if you're going to be connected to somebody, if you're going to like spend the rest of your life with somebody, you got to be there on all levels. It's got to be there physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Like if you're missing one of those aspects, it's not going to work. So it's like you could be there. Spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. But if you're not physically interested in that person, if you're not attracted to that person, you have a friendship. You do not have a lover. And I kid you not, you guys, like I've literally had guys in the past tell me, like guys that I don't even know well, guys that I've never gone on a date with. I've literally had them like come up to me and they've told me that God told them that I am supposed to be their wife. And I like, first of all, talk about turning into the runner. That would be me at that moment. It'd be just like, goodbye. Nope, I'm not dealing with this. Goodbye. You are creepy. You are weird. And I have zero interest in them, like no feelings towards them at all. God never dropped me that memo. So, it's totally weird. So yeah, guys are weird. Some guys are just strange. But anyway, um but it does seem like somebody is like coming in for you though. Yeah, exactly. Who are you? Pretty much. Um but yeah, it does seem like somebody is interested in you. I don't know if who's coming through in the cards is that guy who's been obsessed with you since college or not. I mean, if you're not interested in him, you're not interested in him, and that's okay. You don't have to be interested in him. It could be the person that you like who's in the cards too. It could be like the mutual thing between you and your person. I feel like that is, speaking of judgment, I know you got the judgment card in there. Where was it? It was right there. I know you got the judgment card. I feel like that's a judgment call on you to know for yourself in the end, like which guy it is, if it's either one of them or if it's somebody else altogether. But you're gonna know. You're ultimately gonna know deep down inside, like who that person is, that partnership that's coming in through there. But it's never going to be with someone that you're grossed out by or you don't want to have anything to do with. It's going to be someone that you want. Let me get some oracle cards here for you, though. Um, let's bring out Moonology. I have not used Moonology today yet. I did the Divine Dogs. I did the Sacred Creators. Let's do some Moonology. Let's see what we got here for KB with Moonology. Okay. What does KB need to know? What does KB need to know right now? And it sounds like the plow is coming back. I heard a noise. We have a fiery climax approaches. Ooh, new moon. Yeah, or full moon, not new moon. Full moon in Aries, which is really funny because in your tarot cards that came up, I know you had the Page of Wands come up, which, like I said, would be like that fiery new start, that fiery spark, that fiery new beginning. So it does seem like, once again, there is this fiery new beginning, this spark that's going to be happening. So I don't know who's going to be sparked. I'm thinking it could go one of two ways. Like you said, there's the guy from college who's been obsessed with you. So maybe there's either going to be a fiery spark on your end that's going to unexpectedly happen where you're suddenly going to feel things for him that you never felt before. Or the guy who you're interested in, he could suddenly feel a spark that he never felt before towards you. And he could be the one to suddenly feel that spark and become that Knight of Cups coming in towards you for partnership. So either way, I feel like something is going to be set ablaze here. There's going to be some spark that's going to happen that wasn't there before. Like Valentine's Day is almost here. So, it's like Cupid, he's going to be out there with his arrow and he's going to hit somebody with an arrow. He's going to get somebody. I don't know who, but he's going to get somebody, and it's going to be someone in connection to you. So it's either going to be you towards someone else or someone towards you, or you and someone together. They're going to be darts flying around, bottom line. Arrows and darts from Cupid are going to be flying and heading around and creating that fiery new beginning, that passionate new beginning, which is good. I mean, that's a good thing to have. So let's see what else we got. We also have surrender to the divine, full moon. So in order for this passionate, fiery new beginning to happen with whoever it's going to happen with, the only way it's going to happen is if you surrender. Like if you're holding on to it, needing to be your way or the highway, like you're trying to control things, you want it to happen in a particular way with a particular person at a particular time, it's probably not going to happen that way. It could wind up happening with that particular person. It could happen in a particular type of way, but you're not going to know unless you surrender it. Like the when, where, how, why, whose, that all kind of has to go out the window in order for, God to fill in the blanks here and do his thing and let it happen. Because you know what? You could have all the boxes checked off of exactly what you want, but you're not going to get it if you don't surrender it. And I know it's frustrating and it's annoying because a lot of the times we'll wind up asking, well, why do I have to surrender it? Why do I have to give it up if that's just the way God is going to do it anyways? And I know it's silly and it's stupid, but I feel like a lot of the times the reason why it happens like that is because it's a test. And it's like God wants to make sure that it's like our connection to him, our connection to the divine is more important than a person or a particular outcome or a particular job or a particular house or a particular car or a particular this or a particular that. Like bottom line is that connection with up above is more important than anything else. So it's all a test is what it comes down to. And even if it doesn't get delivered exactly the way that we would expect it to, it usually winds up coming to us then even better than what we had planned on. So let's see what else we get here. We also have a time for healing. So maybe just kind of take right now to kind of chill out, chillax, relax kind of a thing, make sure you're doing your own healing thing, which I feel like, you guys are always constantly working on anyways. I don't feel like anybody here is someone who's like anti-healing. Although it is really funny. I'm not saying this about anybody here who's watching because I feel like you guys are like my hardcore ride or dies. So I'm not worried about you guys at all. But it was funny. The most recent pick a card I uploaded was like how to heal your ancestral trauma, basically, which was inspired by all the drama I've been going through with my mom. And I figured, I have shit going on in my family. I know other people do. And, if I need to heal my stuff, other people need to heal their stuff. And it affects every area of our lives. If we want to live our best lives, shouldn't we be working on healing, dealing with our family? And there's like the view count on that video is so low because at the end of the day, most people just want to know, how is he feeling? What is he thinking? What are his intentions towards me? Not a lot of people want to do the work and actually heal. So when I put like a kind of tough love pick a card up there, everyone's like, nope, I don't want to watch that. Forget that. But healing is good. It's going to help. It's going to help you get to the best. And then no one has to come here and watch videos about how is he thinking about me? What is he feeling? No one will have to do that because you'll have that person right next to you. You can just ask him. You won't have to ask or reading anymore for it. So it's just like, do the healing, do the work rather than, like sometimes you got to have a little spiritual surgery, basically. It's one thing to slap on a Band-Aid, but sometimes you got to go deeper and you got to spiritually scoop some shit out. And it hurts and it sucks. But if you want to reach a mountaintop, you got to dig in the deep in order to get there. So healing is good. And I don't even know why I'm going on these tangents right now, but they are important. And I just noticed there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the chat. Like I said, I have to have 2 different tabs open. So I'm not even like seeing everything that's happening in the chat right now, but I will look when I'm done reading for KB. Let me get another Moonology card. We also have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So, I feel like this card is basically saying no decision has to be made overnight. You don't need to rush this. It doesn't have to be all figured out immediately. It's okay to take our time. And, healing in itself takes time. It's not an overnight fix. It just doesn't, it's not a band-aid kind of thing. It goes deeper than that. And meditating and contemplating is of course a wonderful way to do that, spending time in prayer. So, that's going to of course help things. The more we're doing that anyways, it actually does help speed up the healing process. It helps speed up what needs to happen there. Let's see what else we got. Let me pull one more from Moonology, and then I'm going to see what's happening over there in the chat, because I saw there was like a whole bunch of things going on, but I got these two different tabs. So I'm like, I can't see the chat when I'm pulling cards right now. Otherwise, it gets weird just with my own visual perspective. And finally, you have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So that's the most important thing. Just, once again, relax, take time to breathe it out, especially if you're feeling blah, especially if you're feeling like things are just not going in your way, like things are not coming to, like, that's not a time then to go like overboard on stuff. Just kind of sit back, relax, do some self-care, do some self-love, and all will be good. That is the most important thing. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on what's happening currently. Oh my gosh, does I almost drop all these cards? And Shadow is about to like roll over on my computer. Let's see what's happening in the chat here, because I feel like I'm missing out on what's happening here. Okay. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Where was I? Oh, I see. We're talking about Elizabeth's hair. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hi, Sydney. I didn't even notice that there was another person here. So Sydney, if you are still here, did you send in a payment? I haven't even checked. Did you send in a payment? Let's see. No, the last payment I got on PayPal was from KB. Let me check Venmo really quick. Although usually Venmo makes a noise when a payment comes through. No, nothing on Venmo except from Cwen. So Sydney, I don't know if you submitted a payment or not, but I am accepting paid readings only. I don't have super chats, but I am accepting payments through PayPal or Venmo. And basically, you have to pick either a tall, Grande, or Venti. A tall is a oracle card only reading. A Grande is a tarot card only reading, and a Venti is a combination of both tarot and oracle, and they're all $10 or less. So if you're interested in any of those, just hit up my PayPal or Venmo. I have my phone right here looking at this stuff. So yeah, but if you're interested, I can definitely answer that question for you, but I do have to have an energy exchange here in terms of, finances and stuff. So if you're interested, just hit me up on one of those and I can definitely hook you up with that question. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Seaman. I just read your comment now after that, but I figured I would cover that if she's still here or not, or if there's anyone else who does pop in, it's good for anybody to know. Okay, let's see. Hi, Angel. You can be added, but just a reminder, I literally just did the spiel. I don't know if you were here for it or not, but I am doing paid readings only. So once again, the information is in the description for that. My PayPal and Venmo is there. You can choose to pay through either one of those. The options for what you can get are all $10 or under. So it's all there. It's all kind of like a Starbucks thing. Tall, grande, or venti. Oh, and there goes a PayPal right now. And you're very welcome, KB. It's not happening with the college guy. It needs to be someone new or the guy I like. Well, it could be either or. It could be a new person altogether, but it could be the guy you like. It could be, like I said, that he's the one who gets the spark that winds up happening there. If he's not showing the spark right now, like it may happen out of absolutely nowhere. So, don't forget that. It could totally happen. Um, so yeah. All right, let's see who hopped in on PayPal here. Let's see what we got because I know PayPal just lit up. It's Suerte. All right, Suerte. You would like a grande. I see that, a grande. You would like to know, what does D want in a relationship? Okay, let me move Moonology out of the way here. Grab the tarot, and let's see what D wants. Sounds good. What does D want in a relationship with Suerte? What does D want? Let's see, let's see. We're gonna find out. All right, first card out. We have got, wow. Well, you're gonna like this. I feel like this Two of Cups likes to come out here, you guys. So D wants partnership. That's for sure. D wants partnership, a relationship. He wants teamwork together with you. He wants to be together with you. So, two becoming one, the whole thing like that. So that's positive. That's definitely a positive start. So, and it's so funny because lots of times that'll happen a lot, you guys. It's like if there's, like there's only a small amount of you here in the chat. So usually we'll get similar cards that'll come out simply because it's like you guys are all kind of sharing the same wavelength. And, it's not just you guys who are sharing that energy, but, whoever you're connected to, like your own people are going to be connected to that too. So that's probably why that Two of Cups likes to come out a lot today. It's just like, oh, we got another one. We got another one in that same place. So let's see what else he's feeling towards a relationship. We also have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is kind of like a nostalgic kind of card. I don't know how long you've known him, but if you've known him a long time, if you guys have like a past together or lengthy past together, he may be reflective of like the good old days with you. He may be reflective of good times with you in the past and that kind of thing. And even if you guys don't have an extensive history like here and now together, this could also indicate like past life type of energy, the fact that you guys probably were connected in a past life together. So either way, whether it's in this current life or one's previous, there's definitely an extensive history here. And he's definitely yearning that. He feels that. He acknowledges that. He knows that. He definitely feels those good old day type of vibes when it comes to you. 3 months. So you've known him 3 months total. That's not very long. Then it's probably a past life thing. That's for sure. Probably a past life thing there. But that's okay, Like you don't have to know someone forever and a day to feel like you've known them forever. That's for sure. Because whenever I see the Six of Cups come out dealing with my situation, like, I mean, they're like, I know there's past life stuff, but I know that there's current life stuff too because I've known him for 25 years. So, like, yeah, there's extensive history there. Um, let's see what else we got here. We also have the Four of Cups. So it seems like he may have a little bit of a stubborn streak here. That's usually what the Four of Cups is about. It's definitely the card that I always look at is like that stubborn, almost kind of like a Taurus bull kind of energy in a sense. So maybe he has some Taurus in his chart. I don't know. But that's like usually the first thing I think of. But, basically you have this unicorn sitting here, and there are 3 cups down here that the unicorn is zeroed in and focused in on. And there's this 4th cup that's being extended to it. And this unicorn, it's not rejecting it, but it's ignoring it. It's not acknowledging it. It's not paying attention to it because it's so fixated on these other cups. So it's just being stubborn. It's like feeding a baby and the baby just spits the food back out at you. Even though the baby's hungry and it wants to eat, it just spits it right back out at you. So it's like that kind of thing. So he may be a little stubborn. So when it comes down to like dealing in a relationship with him, that could actually be a little bit of a source when it comes down to like arguments or disagreements. He may be a little stubborn on like holding his end of the argument, where he may refuse to see your point of view, even if you have valuable things to say, even if you're the one who's right and he's the one who's wrong. He may have some just good old fashioned stubborn type of pride there. So there could be some of that. This person is blind and completely oblivious to my feelings. I never dropped so many hints in my life. Oh yeah, then that explains it. That totally explains that 4 of Cups, because it's like here you are offering him a cup of love and he's like, "What cup of love? I don't want no cup of love." Um I'm basically reminded of this quote from Buffy where Willow tells Buffy when she wants to date Oz that she's been dropping hints like anvils. So it sounds like that's what you're doing. It sounds like you're dropping hints like anvils. You feel like you're the cup and they're not even looking. Yeah, that probably explains it. But I've obviously this is what's going on the surface level, but underneath that, there is that past life connection clearly here, and he does ultimately want partnership. It just seems like there needs to be like a gap that needs to be bridged here, is what it comes down to. So he needs to just kind of like cross over that bridge of stubbornness and, get over it in a way. Let's see what else is going on with them. Well, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is good because the Ace of Pentacles represents a very tangible, a very real, a very physical, brand new beginning, basically. So I do feel like this is available to you guys, that this is something that he definitely wants, that he does want a tangible new beginning. He obviously has some, stubborn blindfolds he needs to get over here first, but once he gets past that, this can definitely happen. And, pentacles are physical, they're very physical, material type of things. So we're not just talking about like, 5D up in the clouds, dream, lottie dottie type of union. We are talking 3D in reality, in, the realistic world we are living in here and now, present tense type of union, that you guys can have this new beginning with each other. That doesn't have to be just some, kind of abstract kind of thing. It can definitely be like a very real, very present type of thing. So let's see what else we have here. In the physical, that's what you want. You want them to step up in the physical, as we all do. For sure, as we all do. All right, what else do we have here? We have strength. So I feel like this is basically a note to you that you're strong enough to deal with him being stubborn right now. And at the same time, he's strong too, because he obviously has some strength in himself to be that stubborn. Like, no one is just stubborn who's weak, someone who is strong has to, basically be stubborn. But I feel like, you are also strong in return, like I said, to be able to kind of like navigate this and surf the waves of his stubbornness until he picks up on things and he gets it as to what's going on. And let me pull one more here for you to see what else is happening with him, how he feels, what his intentions are. And we have the Magician. So the Magician basically can create the life of his dreams. He can create anything that he wants because he has all the tools at his disposal to do it. He's got the pentacles, he's got the swords, he's got the wands, he's got the cups, he's got it all. All he has to do is put it all together and voila, create the life of his dreams. So if you do want to create the life of your dreams with this guy, you do have all the tools at your disposal. It's just a matter of, kind of navigating it and figuring it out. So, if you want to make this work in your life, you can. It's more than just, dropping hints. It's also about, being patient. It's also about like embodying your own feminine energy and being receptive to whatever he brings your way. It's about, of course, taking care of you and, your own healing and all that kind of stuff. But it's also about like living and feeling what it's like to already be with him, even though you guys aren't together yet. Like, think about, what does a typical day with him look like? Like, what does, a date together look like? If you guys were to progress and, get into a solid relationship where you were living together, think about how that feels. Think about like what it's like to, have him have his toothbrush and some of his clothes in a drawer at your place. Think about those things. Think about those little details when you're driving in the car. Think about what it's like to have him sitting there next to you. Feel those things. Don't just think about it, but feel it. Like, what does that really feel like? What does that feel like? When you're laying in bed and you're snuggled up to him, what does that feel like? What does he smell like? Think of those kinds of things, because that'll help, make those feelings actually come to reality, basically. So part of that is on you, and not all of that is necessarily about just dropping hints. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Well, I know you got it. I know you're trying, and just keep going. You definitely got it. They're introverted and I'm an extrovert. They're water and I'm air. Even though we're totally opposite, I don't let it faze me. I've also made a good impression on their family and friends. Well, that's good. I mean, that's definitely a good start. Like, if you've made a good impression on their family and friends, like, if they like you, that can obviously weigh in your benefit, and the fact that they can kind of help talk you up to him and stuff, and they may be able to help you kind of from an external perspective. And yeah, I mean, if you're dealing with someone who's an introvert, it's probably going to be hard for him in general to step out of his shell and pursue you, even though he's a guy, and even though that should come naturally and everything. If he's naturally an introverted person, that may be really hard for him. And since you're an extrovert, it comes naturally to you. So it's probably more frustrating to you. But that's probably a reason why you guys are a good match, because you guys are going to bring that friction in each other to have to grow, because you're going to have to like understand why it's a little hard for him and give him that grace and give him that patience, because he's introverted, and he's going to have to learn how to step up and be a little bit more extroverted and be just like, yeah, I do got to step into that masculine role. I do got to do something here, that kind of thing. So you guys are teaching each other pretty much, having each other learn pretty much. And Seawin is water in the introvertedness is true. Well, there you go. Yes, exactly. You complement each other. Yeah, and I get it. Faith and patience, and I understand, especially from the extroverted air sign thing, because I'm the same way. I'm a Libra. I'm an air sign too. I'm extroverted. Clearly, I got to be extroverted, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here on YouTube, Otherwise I'd be too scared to be just like, I don't want to be on camera." But no, like I'm totally fine with that. But my situation is just messed up because my person is also an air sign, and communication's a problem. Air sign failure, basically. Um, so yeah, let me double check PayPal and Venmo to see what's going on. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. Da, 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 da. Okay, yes, we're good on there. Double check Venmo, although I think we're fine. More people wind up coming in usually on PayPal anyways than Venmo, but I like to double check both just in case. We're good on both. So you guys, I think I'm just going to pull like one more card as kind of like an overall thing we all could use and we all could know right now, and probably just like wrap things up for the night, because I have been on here for like 2.5 hours, and I think we're pretty good. I think everybody's gotten in their reading. There's only 4 of you in here right now anyways. I don't know if Heather's still here or not. She's been pretty quiet, but if she's not, I don't want her to miss out on anything. Anybody have any plans for Valentine's Day? My plans are right here. Hold on. Shadow, come here. My plans are right here. These are my plans. This is my plan. My plan is my boy. Yes, my little Valentine. You're my little baby. So say hi. Say hi to all the people on YouTube. Yes, my famous little boy. So this is my Valentine's Day, or this is my Valentine, and this is my Valentine's Day plans. Me and my dog. Honestly, I'll probably be recording a pick a card or something like that for the channel. That's most likely what my plans will be, I'm assuming. So nothing much in the works as of right now. You're going to hang out with your friend because you are single as fuck. I get it. Oh, that's so funny. He is. He's the cutie. He's the cutie patootie. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys are all getting out and doing something. They just opened indoor dining here, like in the Chicago area. So I think not on Valentine's Day, but on Saturday, we're supposed to get together with my uncle because his wife, her birthday is coming up soon too. So it's going to be like a double birthday celebration for her and my mom. So we're going to do like a little birthday lunch thing somewhere. I haven't been out to a restaurant like to sit inside anywhere since before the pandemic. So this is going to be weird. I'm a little nervous. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get anything. But yeah, and I know back in LA it's still a hot mess. I know that there's still like no indoor dining. I think there's outdoor dining, but I think they also have a bunch of tents set up outside, so it's still like you're inside. I don't know. Southern California is still a hot mess right now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me pull like one last card just to kind of summarize everything, just like a good ending card for everybody here before I tune out. I will go back to the Sacred Creators because I like that deck and it's new. So I like going what's brand new. So let me pull a final card here for all 5 of you here. So take this card as to maybe what we'll set the intention for whatever card comes out right now. is what you guys need to focus on and remember the most for the next few days until the next live on Friday. So kind of just for, the week, the workday week. Let's see what you guys need to know to take with you for the next few days. What's the main takeaway everybody needs to hear for this week? To get through this week and to have the best week ever. We have bravely market your magic. So I feel like this is basically saying, you guys, when you are out there in the world doing your thing, like I said, shine, sparkle, radiate. Market your magic. Like your magic is you. It's who you are as a person. It's your own personal transparency. It's your own authenticity. It's just you authentically being the real and true you. Like, be your own brand, basically, and don't be afraid to go out there and put it out there in the world, because that's what marketing is. Marketing is advertising and branding and all the other kind of stuff. And somebody out there in the world needs to see you sparkle and shine and be you this week. And that could be anybody. It could be the person you're romantically involved with. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be your coworkers. So I feel like it's kind of like wherever it is. Even if you just go to the grocery store and run into like random people or just like the cashier or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, shine and sparkle and be yourself, because it may make a difference in somebody else's life this week that you may not even know or realize. So I feel like that's a really good card to kind of end things on for everybody to know. So I think I'm going to wrap things up, you guys, for the night, but I will be back on Friday for the usual. Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll do our thing, but I always appreciate you guys for coming on out. You guys are definitely my ride or dies, and you guys are like my YouTube family here, which I so appreciate. So I'm giving you guys lots of big hugs, big hugs, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. So I'm going to check out of the chat here because I can't even see what's going on there anyways. But thank you guys for coming out. Mwah. I love you, and I will see you on Friday. Keep sparkling.